Jay the producer.
Detroit Drew, Woodward Sports. Yeah, Detroit Drew, Woodward Sports.
More sports.
Yeah.
Yo, what is good, peace, man? How's everyone
Oh,
doing tonight?
Shit.
Oh, man, it's going to be a good one. And J-Mo, we've been live for a total of 30 seconds, and we've already got a shit bomb, bro.
Oh my God. You don't know what I just saw, bro.
I don't know if I want to know. We'll let that stay behind closed doors.
What I just saw, bro. Hold up.
But we got a very, very special show tonight. We're going to go ahead and jump right into it. First up, introducing you guys on the show, we got our own personal scouting and doctor. Bravo, how you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. New show. It's been a while, and we'll be talking a lot of things today. We got a new guest. We'll talk about him too. Special guest, hopefully. And I'll give you back to Drew.
Next up, man, we got the heart of the city 313, J-Mo. J-Mo, I know it's going to be a good one with you on tonight involving what happened last night. But before we jump into that, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing very great, as y'all heard at the beginning of the show. That was a good old shit. But let's go, man. That's all I gotta say.
And then last but certainly not least is the special guest. All of you guys have been spamming me for years to get on the show and we finally got him. And that's none other than the guy from down under, Six Man. How you doing today, man?
Not too bad. Literally just woke up like 10 minutes ago. So sorry if the voice is a bit croaky, but should be good.
So I got a question for you, Six Man, before we jump into the show. Because I don't personally know. I don't know how many people in the comments know. But since you are from across the other side of Earth, what made you a Pistons fan? How did you become, like, out of all the teams that have been in the NBA, all the greatness, I mean, you have the Lakers, the Celtics, that have had dynasties. Why the Pistons?
I wish there was like a great answer. I guess I just got family in Michigan. So my dad spent a couple years there when he was a kid. And then my granddad was there as well with him, obviously, as you'd imagine. And then I got some family that stayed over there. That's pretty much it.
That's pretty cool. I was always curious of why you would have followed a team that has been so bad for so long.
Yeah, because I wasn't exactly
like
I was 4 years old or whatever when the last championship was, so I wasn't exactly too keen on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in 04. I was around the same age, somewhere around that ballpark. But it was a good time, and I've been a fan ever since then. So it's great to have you on the show, man. Let's go ahead and jump into it. I haven't seen your video on this yet. But what was your reaction to last night? For those of you guys who may be living underneath the rock, Sekou Doumbouya and Jahlil Okafor were traded to the Brooklyn Nets for DeAndre Jordan, who has since been bought out and has signed with the Lakers, and 4 second-round draft picks. So, Six Man, I'm going to throw you right in the fire first. Take your time with this one. Break it down. What is your thoughts on what Troy Weaver and the Detroit Pistons did with Sekou last night?
Yeah, the way I see it, like, I probably would have wanted to keep Sekou, but in terms of, it seems like Weaver just wants his own vision. Like, he's got his guys. I don't know if Sekou fits the mold of players that he wants, because you see there's kind of a consistent mold. He's going for guys that are pretty ready to play, seem to have the same kind of traits. I don't know if Sekou has those traits, more of a project player, more uncertainty around him. So I think he just never really seemed like he fit in from the start of he wasn't getting many minutes last season until right at the end when they were pretty much tanking the season away. Just, I don't know, didn't really seem like he was ever in the plans from when Weaver took over. So I guess it was just kind of inevitable at that point. And then getting 4 second-round picks back, I don't really know what the second-round picks look like, but I guess that's something. And then in terms of the contract, like, we've got Blake Griffin's contract on the books next year. So I wouldn't imagine we're going to be doing too much in free agency up until, 2023. So it probably won't be too detrimental.
Yeah.
Well, it's certainly going to be interesting to see what Troy Weaver does next. We have one open roster spot following this. There's a couple different options the Pistons can go, and we can talk about that later. But Bravo, I haven't heard your 2 cents on this yet. I know you were pretty uptick in the backstage area before the show. What's your thoughts on all what happened last night?
I'm just really frustrated it happened again for us. We gave up on a young player, 20-year-old. He hasn't even turned 21 yet. Never find a good chance on this team. And we never even knew how to use them properly. I don't understand why we have no patience on this team. But just have patience with this team, man. You don't have to trade him this early. I understand the Piston fans. I understand he's not really good fit so far, and I agree with Six Man. It's not a bad return for like 4 second rounds. It's the minimum return. In my opinion, I think a 4 second round is equivalent to a late first round. This is always a rule of thumb for me. So that's not completely a horrible return. Like, but it's bad that we gave up on a young player like him because we know, I was the guy who rooted for Sekou to be drafted by the Pistons, and I was so happy when we drafted him. But unfortunately, we really given up on him like this early, and it's unbelievable that we did that so quick. And I just don't know how really we're gonna go from here. It looks like there is something behind the stage cooking we don't know about. I do genuinely believe there is a plan cooking that maybe the Pistons may be really looking at it as we're a bad team next year and we're gonna tank and trying to get Paolo Banchero. Maybe that's the way the Pistons may be doing, or maybe they're just gonna get Jamarco Pickett this last spot and just go from here. I don't understand what's the philosophy trading him this early with no patience. I no, I agree with Piston fans. He's not doing good, but there's no rush. You have no really. You can be patient with the team. We're not gonna make the playoffs if we trade Sekou. We're not gonna be like super team if we really give up on Sekou early. Like it's not gonna happen like that. So I don't like the really rushing here in this decision, and I don't understand this trade, but it looks like we're gonna have to agree with it, and we'll stay behind Troy Weaver. He turned out the whole 100% of the team turnover, so we'll see what happens next year.
I'm gonna save the best for last. I'm gonna let Jama go last because I can't wait to hear what he's gonna go into, and we are gonna unfilter the show when Jamo goes. So if you have the little ones watching, you might want to tell them to go to bed a little bit early tonight because there's no predicting what this man's gonna say.
Wait, what's Pickett first name?
Who's
Pickett?
I don't know his first name. I just know him by Pickett.
Jamarco Pickett.
But anyway, unlike me, Sekou Doumbouya is not at the age of 21 or older. He can't have, as they say in Australia, fosters. How about that? I did a little bit of research before having me on the show. He can't have those here yet. Not legally in the States. You have to be 21. We gave up on a man who cannot legally here in the States drink alcohol. And that's a little bit discouraging for me. And I understand it's not Troy Weaver's guy. He may have not liked him. Hell, Casey may not like him. We've heard what Casey has said before in interviews of how he should be having the time of his life and getting all the girls. We've heard all that stuff for the last couple of years now. But it bugs me that they traded this guy for basically nothing. DeAndre Jordan's already going to the Lakers. Now we have to eat his cap space along with Blake Griffin. Both of those guys, guess what, are on teams that are in title contention, where we are a team that's very, very young, and we're trying just to get into the play-in tournaments. Two different scenarios. We might not even get to that stage. But my real problem is, if you were going to trade Sekou, fine. If you don't like him, if you don't think he's a part of the team, if he doesn't fit with Cade, doesn't fit with Killian, which him and Killian played in the overseas league together, why would you have not played him a little bit more last year? 20, 25 minutes is all you would have had to do. But instead, you didn't do that. He had a lot of DNPs. He played a lot of scrub minutes where we were getting spanked, and him and Danny came in, and they didn't really do a whole lot. It's kind of what's going on here. And instead of waiting this year where the G League's open up and putting him back in the G League instead of just getting rid of him, you traded him for 4 second-round picks, which we're not really going to do anything with. We're probably not going to trade all of them to move back into the first. We're going to continue to draft guys like Isaiah Livers, who, I like him. I think he's going to do good here, and Luka Garza. But you're probably going to get a lot more of these Kapitsa guys where they spend a lot more time overseas because they're not ready to come back yet. And it's just like, why are we doing this? Like, we're not in a contention to compete right now. We're not going after a championship this year. So why get rid of this guy? If you're going to trade him, fine, cool. But what's the rush? Is it just like, I can't stand this guy. I don't want to see him in my locker room. I don't want him talking to Cade. I don't want him talking to Killian. Why not play him a little bit more this year and trade him at the deadline if that's what you wanted to do? You might not boost his value to a first-round draft pick, But if you can get a solid role player or someone to come off the bench or whatever, you don't know. But you just got rid of them for nothing. Absolutely nothing. And what did we need? Rim protection. You signed DeAndre Jordan. He's a little bit older, but he could have been a guy to, along with Kelly Olynyk, mentor Beef Stew and help him reach that next level defensively. But no, you just flat out waived him. So now we have to eat that contract. And why are we eating all these contracts? It's every year with Troy Weaver. I'm like, all right, at first we got a plan. We signed Bumley last year. We signed Jeremy Grant, which actually turned out to be a great signing. And we're going to let all these guys mentor these young guys. And once we finally get Cap and once we get Cade, the next free agency, we can either be really active in the trade rumors, go after that star. We've been wanting Bradley Beal for a few years. That's what the rumors have been. When those guys become available, we would have been put in a position to get those guys. But right now, we are eating too many contracts to when we want to get to that next level right now, we physically can't because of all the bad contracts on the roster. And I like Sadiq Bey. He's going to be great. He should be starting. But who else besides him and Jeremy Grant should be playing power forward? Just hand it to him. You got Josh Jackson, who played a little bit of a power forward last year. I like his potential. I like what he does for the Pistons. But then you got Diallo. He's not going to be a 4. He's going to be playing the 2 and the 3. Same with Josh Jackson. They might play a little bit of 4 this year. It's just like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? Like, there was no need for this. It wasn't like, hey, we got this great young guy coming up right now. We want to give him minutes. They didn't play Sekou. They traded him to Brooklyn. And guess what? Now that he's going to Brooklyn, he's playing with one of the best scorers I've ever seen personally play, Durant. They've already worked out together in the offseason. You're pairing him back with Blake Griffin, who when Blake Griffin was here, took Sekou underneath their wing. And he was a great mentor to him. And then you paired him up with one of his best friends in the league, Bruce Brown. He's already got some chemistry going on with those 3 guys. Then, to top it off, you give him Kyrie and James Harden. What does Sekou do best? Run in transition and play above the rim and put people on posters and get to the line. Those guys are going to find him. When James Harden gets it cooking, he gets double teamed and sometimes triple teamed. Sekou's going to do that backdoor cut, and he's going to get a ton of dunks. So it's just like, why are we helping these Eastern Conference teams too? If we're trying to compete and get in the play-in tournament, why Brooklyn? We already hate Brooklyn. F. Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin slander will be tolerated tonight. A little bit later. But it's just like, what? Why? Why now? You know, we didn't do anything the right way to trade him. But, JMO, I've gone on long enough. What do you think about the Sekou trade?
Well, as I said, I don't think it was a good move by Troy Weaver, of course. But as I said earlier, Troy, I don't want to hear about the package. I don't want to hear about nothing. At the end of the day, Troy Weaver wanted to get rid of Sekou. Simple as that. Because if you look at it, there was no logical explanation to get rid of Sekou right now. If we had other 4s to replace him, I can understand. If there are other young players in his position that we drafted that were playing better, I don't know who those players are. I can understand. But when I look at the amount of opportunity he got and the package we got and the fact that we had, like, Brooklyn was literally like, we'll take Sekou from you, give you these picks we don't care about, and now you got to eat DeAndre Jordan contract. And the one thing about DeAndre Jordan is I would rather him play on the team. Like, we need a 5. We need more 5s on this team. We lack rim protection. I don't want to just buy this dude out. But knowing the Pistons, that's going to happen. You're just going to send a player that we need on the team because we don't have any 5s. Our 5s is Stewart and Ricky Garza. And, like, come on. Like, we really lacking 5s. We got Kelly O to play some pseudo 4-5, but we don't really have much rim protection besides, like, Stewart, who's undersized. We need rim protection. So if we just bring DeAndre Jordan here and then just buy him out, I'm not going to be happy about that. But at the end of the day, Troy Weaver just wanted his own squad. He wanted his own team. But just because you want your own squad and you want your own team don't mean you didn't make a mistake. Playing with Brooklyn, though, is going to be great for Sekou. I mean, if anybody watched Brooklyn this season, you saw they had Bruce Brown at center. Like, come on. Not because they wanted him at center. Not because they thought he could do it. They didn't have a damn choice. Now you can put Sekou there. If you look at Brooklyn, they lack 4s that play defense. Paul Millsap and Blake Griffin are extremely old. Paul Millsap is a very good body, like in the post, and he still can play a little defense, but they're old. They're not playing no D. Kevin Durant's a very good defender, but he's not trying to guard the best players. That's when you bring Sekou in. He's going to fit right off the bench. He's going to fit right like Bruce Brown did. And I definitely think it's kind of sad. He's probably going to get more opportunity in there on a championship team than here because he fits. Something, Drew, that you said that I wasn't thinking about is when you brought up James Harden. Oh, man. When he gets double teamed, Sekou going to have 20-point games off of dunks. When he gets double teamed, like, what are you going to do? I saw James Harden throw lives to players that's not in the league no more. And when you're thinking about it like that, it just doesn't make any sense considering Sekou was the youngest player in the NBA. And he's still very young. He's the 4th youngest player on the team. We've still been drafting players. My thing that I've always said with young players, you have to see what you have. If you put him out there and he sucks, cool. But his first season, you put him out there and he was okay. So you was like, okay. So why would you not continue that the next year when you only win in 17 or some games? It just made no sense. The lack of minutes. You playing guys like Tyler Cook who aren't even on the roster over him. It just didn't make any damn sense. It was like Sekou had some guy. Oh, let me think of a 4. He had some magical, mythical 4 ahead of him this whole time. Because apparently he wasn't playing minutes because that guy existed. I don't know who the guy is. But we had some Jeremy Grant been there since he got drafted, apparently. It's just like they wouldn't play him. And that's my only thing, because when another team plays Sekou and they actually see what they have, we're going to be looking like Chris Middleton. We're going to be looking like Spencer Dinwiddie all over again. And it just all that to eat a contract. Now, if we just got the 4 seconds, I'll probably be straight. Not straight, but okay. You feel me? But having to eat a contract for a player that we actually need, I just don't know about that. We need DeAndre Jordan on this team, to be honest with you. We don't have centers. Like, why would you buy him? I don't give a damn what he wants. Why would you buy him out and just send him and just have to pay his money? That makes no sense. But we'll see what Troy Weaver does. But at the end of the day, it boils down to Troy Weaver wanted his own guy. And the Pistons fans in the chat talking about Sekou going to the G League, y'all need to learn basketball. Come on. Sekou fits on that Brooklyn team so easily that it's not even funny. And he already played with Kevin Durant too. Come on, man. Y'all need to learn basketball. You know what, y'all know I don't play. We got Don Bird. I'm going to remember every name. When Sekou playing in the first Brooklyn game this year, I'm going to talk to y'all about the G League. Come on, y'all. But it's just Troy Weaver, man. That's what he wanted.
So
go ahead, bro.
You think 6-man Sekou is going to find minutes on the Brooklyn Nets?
Of course he is.
Personally, I was thinking he'd get traded off to somewhere like maybe OKC, but I'm not too sure. I guess.
Oh, man. Oh, go ahead. Do that. Send him there.
In terms of fit, he could, man. I understand the fit because James Harden throwing lobs in transition. And the thing is, with the center backup as well, didn't we used him as a small ball center in Summer League? And
yes, we did.
Decent. And, what's the point of doing that just to ship him off? The thing, I guess the 4 second round.
That's why he fits for Brooklyn, because Brooklyn, they play small ball, but you get that literally Sekou, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie, and whoever else you want to throw out there. Yeah.
Anyone can look pretty. He'll look decent,
and Joe Harris, oh my gosh,
the fundamentals, exactly. But the 4 second round picks, they pretty much, let's be honest, 3 of them probably came from the DeAndre Jordan contracts. What did we actually get from Sekou himself? That's the thing.
Nothing.
Because I feel like he's more the one that was added in as opposed to Jordan, because they wanted to get rid of that contract because they're trying to obviously build up again. They didn't want that contract on the books, so they were happy to take Sekou as well, I guess. In terms of him going to Brooklyn, I'm not too sure if he's going to play or not, but it would work, I guess, if he played alongside James Harden. He'll make everyone better.
I just watch Brooklyn a lot. They lack 4. I know they brought in Millsap, but they don't. They really didn't have any 4s. They really didn't have any centers. Sekou, when you look at his athleticism and the defense, he just fits their team perfectly. That's why I think they went out, and I feel like they tried to see if they could get Sekou, and Troy Weaver was like, well, I don't want him anyway. You can have him. Literally, because just like you said, we didn't get any value for Sekou at all. And that's my point. You could literally not had him in this trade. What was the point of throwing him in there? Yeah. The only point with throwing him in there is just so you could have your little own squad, really, because they're you could have got this without. You could have got these second round picks without getting rid of Sekou. And I just hope we get another 4. That's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming Troy Weaver has a better, more polished 4 in mind. I really don't know, considering who's on the market to replace Sekou. Because if it's Trey Lyles and Kelly Olynyk playing center and backup, who knows what's going to happen with that? Because now we need another defensive wing. We just lost a defensive wing and rim protector. We have to replace that with something. And if that would be D. Jordan, that would be cool. But if you're getting rid of DeAndre Jordan, this trade makes zero sense.
And, you know, I mentioned in my video yesterday is that this trade reminds me last year with the Bruce Brown trade. We didn't get anything back in return.
Yeah.
A lot of you guys were saying that's the trade that we got Sadiq Bey. That is not the trade we got Sadiq Bey. Nope. We got that Musa guy who didn't play at all. And guess what? Another draft pick. It just, why is it with Brooklyn they can just fleece us of our young players for nothing? And it's not like Bruce Brown was this superstar potential player. He was just going to be a role player. You know, he was going to be our version of Marcus Smart. Just a utility guy. You throw him out there, he's going to play you hard. One night he might score 20 points. Other night he's not going to score, but he's going to have 6 boards and 5 assists and just contribute in some kind of way. Well, when he went to Brooklyn, guess what? He earned his minutes in the playoffs, and ultimately he didn't play so great against Milwaukee. But if you were relying on Bruce Brown to beat Milwaukee in playoffs, you shouldn't be there to begin with in the first place. But Brooklyn capitalized on that, took Bruce Brown, and implemented him. Guess what Bruce Brown was doing? Playing effing center for the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, over DeAndre Jordan, too. What the hell?
Right. Like, Sekou could do that now. That's what y'all not realizing.
Yeah.
It baffles me. I don't know why Brooklyn. Who the hell is Brooklyn's GM? Is he like Troy Weaver?
Man, look, when we gonna stop acting like Kevin Durant not the GM, bro? He worked out with Sekou. He know what Sekou about. He like, yo, go get that dude so he can guard some of these fours. Cause I'm tired of guarding these dudes.
I don't get it. I
GM
really,
Kevin Durant, bro.
And I hope this works out. You know.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a Sekou guy. I'm going to pull for him. I'm not rooting for the Brooklyn Nets.
Hold up. Benjamin Foe said, I remember y'all did this with Luke Kennard. We didn't. A lot of us were happy about Sadiq Bey, but who's the replacement player for Sekou? That's the problem. When we got rid of Luke Kennard, we got somebody. We got rid of Bruce Brown. We didn't get anything. We got rid of Sekou for some magical second-round picks that's supposed to magically give us Kevin Porter Jr., who we were supposed to have anyway on the team. Literally, we'll be winning a championship in 3 years if we had Kevin Porter Jr. and Cade Cunningham. But, you know, like, you can't really trust the team to just magically find a Sadiq Bey at pick 30. Like it's just not going to happen that way. And at the end of the day, I know I'm going to be Troy Weaver just wanted to get rid of the man. I know it. I don't have to like it. I don't have to like it, but that's just the facts because that's the only way you can look at it. That's the only way you can look at it, to be honest with you. Unless we keep DeAndre Jordan, then it would be like, okay, you wanted DeAndre Jordan because we need 5s.
So the bigger question is, will the Pistons regret this move?
Maybe they have enough faith in Garza, but Garza's not going to play the 4. They're going to have
He's
to
a center.
He's going to have to play B Stu at the 4. They did it last year with Tyler Cook when, you know, Sekou should have been playing Tyler Cook's minutes, but that's neither here nor there. That's in the past. But I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe they're going to play Kelly Olynyk at the 4 and have him and Beef Stew play together.
No, I mean, Kelly can play the 4. I won't say they'll regret the move, but I'll say they won't get a return from this move at all. Yeah. They won't get a return, so it'll turn out to be a bad move. You can't necessarily regret it because Troy Weaver has his own vision for the team.
What about you, Six Man? What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with Jamo. I think, at the end of the day, it just comes down to Troy. He just didn't want Sekou. I think it seemed kind of clear. He's got his own guys that he seems to like a mold of guys. I just don't know if Sekou fit that mold from the jump, and then he was just looking to get rid of him. That's kind of what I saw. Like once they were playing Tyler Cook instead of him, like, come on now.
Yeah.
And you gotta remember, Dwayne Casey didn't help. Like he was the most anti-Sekou ever. Like if Dwayne Casey championed Sekou, then that would be different. But the coach basically he didn't care about Sekou. Told Sekou to go get more girls. I'll never forget it, bro. Like you don't get out enough. Come on.
Just move to a different country.
Like, bro, like so it is. That's just a fact of the matter. But I just don't want to hear we got a good return, and if we keep DeAndre Jordan, cool, because we really need centers. But other than that, there's no way. Like them second round picks, what they gonna turn into? Nothing.
Well, let's go ahead and let's continue with the future here. We got one active roster spot left. Who do you guys think is going to get that spot? Six Man, I know you know everyone on the summer league team.
Oh.
All the no-name guys. Who's getting that last spot?
Well, I've heard good things about Pickett. I'm not going to lie. I didn't see the last couple of games of summer league. I wasn't tuned in when Cade and Killian and Sadiq were off. So, but I've heard good things. So I guess he could be the one in line. I haven't really looked into it just yet, so I'm not exactly too sure on it. But maybe Pickett.
I think that's going to be kind of the bottom line. Is Pickett. He played pretty well in the summer league, and I was kind of half-assed watching the summer league when Cade wasn't playing. I was like, oh, it kind of goes all the wind out of my system. So I was having a time of my life watching Cade, man. The second he cooked Green there, made him look silly. I was like, I'm all in on this guy. I was pretty much all in on him draft lottery night too, but that's neither here nor there. But I think Pickett's going to be the fan favorite to get that final spot. Now, will it happen? I don't know.
I don't think he gets the final spot, but I'm just looking in the comments. I forgot about my boy from Michigan. So Isaiah Livers is gonna be the new 4 then.
Well,
he's a veteran. But yeah, they say he's out. He's out till November. I don't know. Livers is gonna be on the team, bro. I trust me, he's gonna be on the team. So if that's the final roster spot, he's making the team for sure. So that's probably why. But that's the thing about Livers and Luka Garza though. And I've said that when we drafted them, they're NBA ready because they've been in college for 5 years. Both of them been in college for 5 years. And I don't think Pistons fans understand the difference between somebody spending 5 years in college and a player spending, a year and a half in the NBA and being only 20 years old. When Luka Garza was 20, he wasn't even sniffing the NBA. It's a little bit different. Pickett, I looked at his age. He's 23. But Isaiah Livers will probably be the new 4. I'll be fine with that because I like Isaiah Livers. I'm a Michigan fan, so I like Livers, but that he's a natural 4 though. So he's not natural stretch 4. He's not gonna be that athletic explosive like Sekou was. But if that's the team Troy Weaver wants, he'll fit. But it's just the man is injury prone right now. So we just gotta hope he come back healthy and stay healthy.
Bravo, man. What about you? Who gets that final roster spot?
So we have like 14 players right now on the team. We have one missing. So since we traded Sekou and Okafor, I don't know if we're 100% on Pickett. I would like us to go ahead and give it to Pickett because she's shown some promise in the summer league. You guys saw how he is able to shoot it, and he's got the length, 6'9", 6'8.5". That's a decent length for me, and he's gonna be December. It's gonna be 24 in December, so that's not a bad start and he's already signed the minimum vet, like basically like a Exhibit 10 contract with the Pistons. So that's like a minimum vet. So giving it to Pickett is not a bad move. But I kind of feel like the Pistons are not 100% done yet. We might go ahead and sign another free agent. You'll be surprised who we're really bringing. I can't really exclude that yet. If I was me, I'd rather give it to Garza. Bring Garza of the G League and give it to because he deserves spot over Pickett, in my opinion. But it sounds like I'm likely leaning towards Pickett, or maybe just leave it as it is and get like next year draft as the guy who comes in. Like whoever we draft next year is a power forward, like maybe AJ Griffin or Paolo Banchero.
So
I don't know who we're gonna get.
As long as Garza's on the 2-way, we have like the rights to him.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how long another team would go pick up Garza. I don't know, man. He need to be on the roster.
Yeah. Garza deserves more.
He's just I don't know. He's just the NBA ready right now. Like the stuff he was doing in the G League, he can do that in the NBA. He's gonna get scored on. So Kelly Olynyk been getting scored on his whole career. Look at Kelly Olynyk. Literally, look at Kelly Olynyk. And we're not going to disrespect Kelly O. But because the boy can score the ball. But so I definitely need him. And the thing about Garza, man, he can shoot the ball, man. And when you can shoot in the space that needs to be created for Killian and Cade Cunningham and even Sadiq Bey to get on the inside with Jeremy Grant, we need that on the team. I'm going for all shooters, Garza and Livers. I'm going for tall tower shooters because that's what the NBA is going with. And Livers can play defense too, so. But if you sign Pickett over Garza, I'm gonna be upset, honestly, because you drafted Garza, and I just watched him play. He can protect the rim. He has that fire. he's just a good basketball player. Like I said, he's been in the league, college for 5 years. He's supposed to be NBA ready at this point. So,
Ben, I'm gonna speak from what I have seen on the web. I haven't gone to Australia yet. I'll let 6-man handle this one, but on my ranking, it goes Latinas number 1, Australian chicks right here. It's like even, right? Now 6-man actually lives there. I don't know if you're single and I don't want to get you in trouble, but can you speak on this topic?
I am single, so no trouble. But yeah, well, I guess I haven't seen the rest of the world, so I can't really say. But not too bad. Not too bad. Depends on the parts, I guess. But yeah, pretty good. Pretty good.
I also wanted to ask you because maybe it was different over here since we're actually in Michigan and we got to watch Blake Griffin play in person. When he went to Brooklyn and started balling out, were you pissed off since you're a Pistons fan, or did you not really care? There was kind of that mix with the fans. It's either like you just turned on Blake Griffin, or you're like, I'm happy for him. What kind of side of the fence were you on there?
Look, I wasn't like either way completely, but I didn't mind like just taking the piss out of him. I don't think that's a big deal because like he clearly did really tank it the last 10 games of the season or whatever for the Pistons, well, pretty much from the start of the season. He wasn't interested. Which is what I guess fair enough to some degree because he did get traded, then he got injured, then all of this happens, and then he was asked to play 35 minutes. I do think at the same time, like going to and then he played every second game and he was playing a limited role, and all he was asked to do was pretty much cut a few times a game and then play defense as opposed to try and create offense for us. So I think he actually did get some, like his legs did get fresher just from that as a whole, and then also he clearly wanted to play more in Brooklyn. So I'm not really opposed to like taking the piss out of him. I don't think you have to protect him like he's a god, but at the same time, yeah, I don't hate him.
Well, I wanted to show you guys this clip because I don't know if you guys have seen this yet. I've seen several people have posted this, but I'm going to use Pistons Talks link to it. This is coming from Pardon My Take. For those of you guys who don't know this, it's actually a pretty decent show. They talk a little bit about everything. But they do a Blake of the Year, and that's kind of where the whole thing came in. And I'm just going to let the video speak for itself here.
Now, this is a Blake Griffin 2019-2020 card from your period on the Detroit Pistons.
0 dunks.
So it's interesting that Big Cat brings that up because I want to read to you. This is serious. I'm totally serious here. When I read this on the back, I could not believe it. This is the description that they write on the back of the Blake Griffin Detroit Pistons basketball card. It's extremely difficult to prevent Griffin from dunking the ball. That's the first thing that's on there. Even when opponents foul the power forward, he often finds a way to fight through the contact for a slam.
Mm-hmm.
Did this card jinx you?
It might have, but you know they probably wrote that after the 18-19 season when I was an all-star.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone makes an all-star team, right?
Played in the playoffs injured, but yeah, no.
Okay. Yeah, you had like a bionic leg that year. All right, Ken, let's do it.
We're not there.
Who's the? Now this is a Blake Griffin.
So I don't know if you guys heard it, but he said Detroit can hate me. I don't care. I'm not bitter. I'm gonna
why would he be though?
Hold on. Does anyone else have anything negative to say before I take over here?
Man, Drew, bro, chill out, man. You've been on this Blake Griffin thing for a while. All I gotta say is, hey, Blake Griffin don't got a reason to be bitter. He got what he wanted. He got what he wanted. So if I was Blake, I wouldn't be bitter. I got sent to Brooklyn.
Dunking the ball was the league's best talent. James Harden's the league top. Okay, he's top 2 shooting guard between him and Clay. You got Kyrie. He's the top.
Clay not like that. Clay not like that no more.
Kevin Durant is a top 3 small forward. It's literally between him, LeBron, and Giannis, and it's all up for debate. They're literally the best players at their position. He left Detroit where he was, in the first time ever, the leader of the team. He wasn't the damn leader in the Clippers. It was CP3's team because Blake couldn't do it. He wasn't a complete player. All he could do was dunk over effing cars. And it wasn't even a cool car. It was a fucking Kia, and that's not a real car.
I'm pretty sure my man, he's spitting out lies, man.
Piece of crap. But anyway, that's not the. I'm getting distracted here. You left Detroit, who gave you all the money because the Clippers didn't want your bum ass, and we gave you the opportunity. We gave you a platform to be the guy. We didn't really do a great job of surrounding you with talent. I understand you not wanting to be here, but the way he did what he did was just flat out disrespectful. You know, you see all these good players that leave these teams, and they say thank you. And that would have been cool. Everyone would have been like, all right, cool, bet. Go have fun in Brooklyn. I wished him the best of luck in Brooklyn. I went to the game he made his return at LCA. It wasn't intentional. I bought the tickets before he even went there. But I got to see it firsthand. Maybe it was different because I was there. Maybe the peeps that were there at LCA that night could contest to this. He was purposely trying to fight people. And now he's trying to play the victim card of, yeah, in 2018, 2019, one of my 4 years I played for the Pistons, I was good enough to get into the fucking playoffs. Man, shut the hell up. Stop talking about us. And just go play in Brooklyn. I'm over it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. But it's like he's playing the victim card here. It's like this Me Too movement where people they talk to Deshaun Watson and like
Drew, you sound like Biggie ready to die. Tell me why you mad. Like, bro, chill out. Because I just watched that video and I don't know how you got that from that video. They asked Blake about the back of his rookie card, talking about him dunking. Like, I don't understand. Not the rookie card, but the Pistons card. And I mean, he brought up, like, you already know how I feel about Blake when he played on one leg. So,
did they ask him how he felt about Detroit hating him?
Look, what do you have? I don't understand. How are you mad that he said, I don't have any bad feelings? Why is he supposed to have bad feelings?
No.
I don't understand. Like, how are you mad with what he said?
He said, Detroit can hate me. I'm not bitter about it. He loves it. He's getting off on it.
Detroit can hate me. I'm not bitter about it. But Detroit Drew bitter about it because he's still mad about it. That's what he's saying.
You're damn
right.
Like, mad
why
would
he be bitter? He playing for Brooklyn. All I'm saying is
we can't go out and sign good free agents because of this bum's
don't
contract.
Nobody give a damn about Blake Griffin, bro. You know I don't, and you shouldn't either. Like, don't nobody give a damn about Blake. He was a good player for the Pistons his first year. And, like, I mean, he played on one leg. I'll never forget that because that's something I respect on a different level because I know what it's like to play hurt, not on that type of level. But you know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, he's like every other person who wanted to lead the Pistons that was a high-profile player. He left, and he no love lost. So I'm glad I'm not there no more. I don't give a fuck about Blake Griffin. Who fucking cares? I don't care. And he doesn't care either. And that's how we should just leave it. It shouldn't be any deeper than that, man. We should just come on, man. We mad about Sekou leaving and Pistons fans happy he gone. So, we better off talking about that. Nobody care about no Blake Griffin, bro. Like, I really don't. I really don't because we still got to pay that man. And him giving us a buyout was actually a blessing. Don't forget that. So.
Agree.
Hey, man, you got your opinion. I got mine. All I know is I'm never going to say I'm never going to say anything positive about this man again.
Hey, man, you don't have to like the man. Go ahead. You don't have to like him. But I'm just saying, I just don't care, man.
It could be worse.
It would be different, though, because if you look at the Lions, and Six Man, I don't know how much you follow American football here. When Calvin retired early, a lot of people hated him. You know who did?
Yeah.
This guy. I didn't care.
I didn't hate him.
I knew the Lions didn't do a good job. But you know what he didn't do? He never came out and said anything bad about the fans. He said some things bad about the organization. If Blake would just come out and say, I didn't want to be in Detroit, I didn't give him my all because I didn't believe in Casey or what Troy Weaver was doing, I didn't want to be part of the rebuild. He's never come out and cleared anything up. He just straight up, like a bitch, asked for a trade, found a new woman, and moved in with her right away, leaving us all behind. And I don't give a fuck about Blake Griffin. I really
How many rings Blake got? 0. How many we got? Why are we concerned about this man? Like, I don't care about no Blake Griffin. Honestly, man. I just don't. But I do want to say something, man. We got 100 people in the chat, man. Make sure you guys get those likes up and make sure you guys subscribe to all of the channels that are here today. We got 6 men in the building. Thanks for joining us. It's early in the morning over there, so he dedicated to the Pistons fans out here, man. The man is sleepy right now, but he talking, man. Thanks for joining us today. Make sure you guys like those videos, man. Make sure you like the video. We got to get them likes up, y'all.
Real quick, Blake Rand got in the way here. Shout out to Jimbo for the $5 super chat. He said, would y'all trade DeAndre Jordan too? What would you want back for Jordan? Australian. We're not trading DeAndre Jordan. He's already got bought out. He's already signed.
Oh, he already got bought up?
It's a done deal. It pretty much happened as soon as the trade went through.
Yeah, so, yeah. I mean, well, that's the thing. It pretty much happened, but it hasn't been, officially made, though.
I think it's official.
Is it official yet?
Not 100%. No, I'm not sure about that.
It's going to go through.
Did Woj say it?
Yeah.
I think Woj.
So, but that makes that means we're just gonna eat DeAndre Jordan's dead money. Just
Yep.
And just eat it and just not have a center that we need on the. Okay.
Yep. Sure.
Do y'all not know that we need a center or?
We don't need the center, J-Mo. Bruce Brown can play.
I mean, we literally need a defensive rim protector that's DeAndre Jordan, but we're gonna buy him out. Cool. It's just like what? And then you're gonna have to find a center to replace him, or hope Isaiah Stewart can hold it down by himself and don't get postered 1,000,000 times a season. So okay.
So I got another point in here. Are you guys paying attention to what Troy Weaver's doing? He's preparing for something in 2 years. I do see a lot of contracts expire in 2 years. Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan contracts expires in 2 years. I wonder what we're gonna do in 2 years. That's my impression. That's my I'm looking at it. What do you guys feel about that?
Christian Wood's a free agent in 2023. That's what I'm saying. Bring him back.
No. My thing, look, Troy Weaver has a plan and he has a vision. I definitely think he'll take the team to a good place. But giving up on some of these players we're gonna give up, knowing they're gonna pan out to be something, is just gonna be hard. But you gotta realize when you come into a team, it's gonna go your way. He wants stuff his way. It's nothing we can really do about that. Like, it doesn't matter if Sekou was way better and we still traded him for a bigger haul. Like, Luke Kennard was a good player. He didn't care. You know, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Like, he got Jeremy Grant, but who knows what's gonna happen with that dude? So seriously, especially if Jeremy Grant has a better season than last year, considering his shot should be easier, less double teams, so his efficiency should go up. But when you look at it like that, in 2 years, we'll definitely be a playoff team, 100%. I just don't know. As a GM where he can take this team as a ceiling. Well, I got to see what we do with these next 2-year draft picks. Because if we're a high draft pick, next year, we can really be something. But I don't necessarily want to be that because that would mean that Cade sucked. But who knows? Because honestly, when you get a player like Cade Cunningham, you're not supposed to be in the lottery again.
Right.
I know Minnesota was trash, but that's Minnesota. They're in shambles. They don't have any organization. But look at the Hornets, man. You're not supposed to be at the bottom. Regardless. Period.
Speaking of Cade, let's go ahead. I feel like we've been some negative Nancy so far in this show. Let's continue and let's get more positive here. As the first overall pick in the 2021 NBA draft, Cade Cunningham will make his debut here with the Detroit Pistons next month at the end of October. It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be exciting. LCA is going to be rocking. And I made a video on this. I'm kind of curious what you guys think. What are you guys expecting from Cade stat-wise? And is he going to be the favorite rookie of the year? And how much of an impact is he going to make with the Pistons? Like, J-Mo made a great point with the Hornets. The Hornets, I'm sorry. I'm drinking. He turned that team into a playoff contender. So, six man, what do you think about Cade Cunningham and his rookie year? What are you expecting to see from him stat-wise? And is he going to be a favorite to win rookie of the year?
Stat-wise, 18, 5 and 5, something along those lines. In summer league, if he looked good. So it's hard to say. In terms of his playmaking as well, I think I've seen some people say his playmaking, like his assist to turnover ratio, is a little bit concerning. It's like he wasn't playing with anyone good at Oklahoma State, from what I heard. And then in terms of in the summer league, he was passing it out to Littleson and Servetus and stuff who were just bricking everything. But I expect big things. It's the playoffs. Every team got better, so it is tough. Even a team like Cleveland's, who they've got a good starting five. Like for a young team, they've got a good starting five, like Sexton, Garland, Mobley, Allen, even Markkanen. It's like all of these teams are pretty good. So it's kind of hard to. It might be hard to make the play. I think we'll be in the mix for sure because we were a decent team last year anyway. If we actually closed out some games and then we tanked the last 20 games of the season anyway, so we weren't actually trying to win, and we were still decent at points. So I don't think we're going to be terrible by any means, but yeah, every team got better. So I don't know about the playoffs. We'll see. It's a win-win either way. If we get a lottery pick, take it. If we make the playoffs, and Cade's just that good. But yeah, 18 probably points a game, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, something along those lines, I'd say.
Do you think that he's going to be the favorite to win Rookie of the Year over Jalen Green?
Yeah. Although the thing is, Cade has a better overall game. I think we can all see that now. But Jalen Green could put up more numbers. And they're not going to – I doubt they're going to be like, oh, well, Cade played better defense here. Jalen – they don't.
I mean –
I don't know if they'll care about defense. That's the thing.
Well,
They usually don't.
LaMelo won Rookie of the Year, not Anthony Edwards, who put up better numbers technically. When you talking about scoring, but I just I forgot John Wall was still on that team. So how much is Jalen Green really playing? Or just you think John Wall is just gonna not play or not start? So you have to think about stuff like that. He still has KPJ there, Christian Wood. I mean, Jalen Green will have a green light, but I think I'm trying to wonder how many shots is he gonna be getting. He'll still be averaging crazy numbers, but you still have KPJ and other high usage players over there. So we'll see what happens. But I'm definitely to me that's something to think about. But I think Cade's gonna win Rookie of the Year. Simple as that.
You made a good point there about Jalen Green's opportunity in Houston. And the other player I was kind of concerned that was going to be in the Rookie of the Year candidate conversation was Mobley. And once he got drafted to Cleveland, I'm like, all right, they're going to let Jared Allen go. And they're going to make Mobley the guy. Nope. Brought him back. I'm like, all right, cool. They got two great centers that are going to come in there. Well, they added Marketing. And who was the other center there? They added another one, didn't they? They got 5 centers on the team. They still got Kevin Love on the team.
I think they brought in Taco Fall.
Taco Fall, that's what it was. They got all these centers. They can legit have a 5-man lineup of power forwards and centers. It's just how much opportunity is going to be. I think right now, Cade is one of the only top 3 guys that's going to get a start right from day number 1 and be one of the number 1 options. I still think Jeremy Grant's the number 1 scoring option on this team. But outside of that, I think Cade's going to be the guy to help initiate the offense. Of course, Killian's going to be the playmaker and setting up fellas. But Cade's going to be heavily relied on for scoring purposes. And I think having guys like Sadiq Bey and Jeremy Grant out there with them that can space the floor with them is huge. And then signing guys like Kelly Olynyk, who is a big man who can do a pick and pop with them, is going to be huge. So I think that the Pistons have done a great job of setting up Killian and Cade to work well together, whereas opposed to these other teams where they drafted the guy, they already got people fighting for their positions and the opportunities to be the number 1 guy. Plus, in Houston, they still got Christian Wood. They signed him in a big deal. He's got to be a primary option. So it's just who's going to have more opportunities to start out the season than Cade? And those guys, they can earn it. They're good enough to get that spot. I'm sure through the middle, towards the end of the season, they'll become those guys. But I think to start the season, Cade's ready to go. He looks good. He looks focused. He's already an in-game leader. So I think he's going to be hovering right around the 16.5 point per game margin, 5 or 6 assists a game, and 6 or 7 boards. He's a really good rebounder. And we've seen what he did against Jalen Green in the Summer League. He clamped him up. Jalen Green wasn't doing anything until Cade came out of the game. And then what else did he do when he came back in? He crossed him up. So he's already looking to go head-to-head with these guys. And, of course, there was a lot more build-up to the Jalen Green matchup. But Cade is not going to back down from these challenges. So I think he's going to have some very big games this year as a rookie. But, Bravo, what are you looking to see from Cade Cunningham this year? And is he a favorite to win Rookie of the Year?
So I'm more conservative because that's me. I'm more pessimist. That's me. I'm expecting probably 15 point a game, the lowest. So, and that's fine as a start for me. 15 point a game, 5 to 6 assists a game, and I think 5 to 6 rebounds a game. The thing is, the biggest question for me is how are you going to fit Killian and Cade Cunningham together? That's the biggest question. Because moving forward, if you see the fit click like we saw in the Summer League, which was decent, but Killian needs to shoot it better. If Killian starts shooting better, that's going to be a good team. The Cade will be really successful, and I think Killian will be very good. But if there is a problem with the fit, you might see Cade playing more with the bench, extended minutes with the bench players, and that could impact his numbers. Oh, you can see even a trade coming. Everybody's talking about Killian Hayes as the last tenured player of the Pistons right now. So I wouldn't really completely exclude that. So that's my expectations. Is it depends on how the team gel together and how really Killian and Cade play together. And I think it depends a lot on Killian too, in my opinion, because Killian, hey, we saw him last year. He made players like Sekou. He made players like even like the other Jackson, the smaller Jackson, Frank Jackson, look a lot better. Like some players look a lot better with Killian Hayes on the game. So I do expect Killian to make Cade look better too. So I'm going to be conservative and say at least 15, but I expect 15 to 18. That's my goal of him this year. Is he gonna be the rookie of the year? Hey man, I'm sorry about that. I think it's gonna be all Jalen Green, man.
Oh, come on, Bravo.
J-Mo said it a long time ago.
it's so funny
J-Mo,
how Bravo's changed on Jalen
I
Green,
changed, man. I changed my mind.
Yeah,
Jalen
six
Green is
man.
there.
See, you don't know, man.
He's the better scorer. He's gonna be
Before all of this drafting stuff, I wanted Jalen Green, like period, because I was just like looking at Killian. You would rather pair him with a pure scorer than another ball handler like Cade because it just fit better. And I told him, I'm like, Jalen Green is a problem, and now Bravo thinks he's the god. I can't get Jalen Green is he's gonna be a problem. So we all know that. But I think Cade's I say 16. I say 5 rebounds. I say 5 assists. I say 45, and I say like 39% from 3. Like I think he's gonna be a great 3-point shooter rookie year. Like that 3-pointer is gonna translate. But I don't really care about his numbers. I just want to see how he runs the team and how many games we win. Like that's really what I care about. A lot of Pistons fans, I don't know what it means to get a franchise player that's a number 1 overall pick, but your team is usually supposed to get better. So usually, sometimes you'll have situations where that player isn't necessarily a primary ball handler like a Zion or Evan Mobley. So your win total might not increase when you have stupid coaches around. But when you get a Ja Morant, LaMelo, Cade Cunningham type of player, the team is supposed to get elevated a little bit. So I just want to see what's going to happen with the player and see who he makes better and how he makes those players better. You brought up Killian. I already told you, man. I'll never forget it, and I'll harp on it for the rest of my life. Cade's first NBA basket came from Killian. That's all I got to care about forever. So forever, because Killian is the better point guard and passer right now. I just think because Cade's a better player, a lot of Pistons fans have problems with that. Like certain NBA players have certain skills. And when I was watching the summer league, Killian was out there setting Cade up to score like he's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And I think they're gonna play great together, to be honest with you. Only because I watched it in summer league. My thing is, I'm worried about Dwayne Casey because Saban Lee, man. I just hope that was an experiment, all that ball handling that he was doing. Because I saw Cade Cunningham and Killian on the court, and I saw Saban Lee playing point. I literally saw Lee wave off Cade to the corner, and I'm like, what am I watching? And Killian was still on the court. Besides that, it'd be fun, man. It'd be fun. I just think Cade Cunningham is going to be phenomenal this year. I think he's going to live up to the hype, and I think he's going to win Rookie of the Year, 100%.
So we got a couple super chats that came in. We'll go ahead and knock those out real quick. Jimbo with another $5. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Troy Weaver will have the Pistons in the 6th seed in the East this coming year. Mark my words. We're going to talk about that here shortly.
I'll mark your word. You just missed on DeAndre Jordan.
6 man.
And then Sam said Cade handled not very tight. I believe Killian is a better ball handler, and I think you're right now ball handling. Killian still can't use his offhand yet.
Nah, Killian has very good handles. I brought that even up his rookie season. His handles are very good.
That exact same move Cade did to Jalen Green, Cade did the next game in the Summer League matchup, or it was the game before.
You mean Killian?
Yeah, he did that.
Yo, Killian did that to Tyrese Halliburton. Y'all don't ever forget.
Clanked it up and then hit him in his face.
How much shit I was talking, bro?
That was satisfying.
Don't forget. Let's not forget Tyrese Halliburton came for his neck and got cooked. Let's not forget.
Killian's still a bit uncertain, I think, but like his handle's there, but sometimes his movements are just a little bit uncertain, so it's kind of hard to decipher. Like Cade always looks like he's in, at least from what we've seen.
Yeah, that's like an offensive confidence type of thing. Yeah, Cade handle might not be as polished, but you know what I'm saying? He always
knows what
thinks,
he's doing every time.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I understand what you're saying with that. Killian handle definitely is tight, but uncertainty definitely could cause turnovers.
Part of it too could have been his hip injury was still bugging him a little bit. He didn't feel confident on it yet, too. People don't think about when you have serious injuries like that. That's a pretty scary injury. Almost the exact same thing that happened to the small Isaiah Thomas, and he never really fully recovered from that. It was a pretty similar injury. But he comes back and, you feel good, but mentally you're not there yet. If you've ever had a serious injury, you're always like, how can I bounce back? Am I ever going to be the same player again? So, he's young, rookie year. I'm sure there was a lot of pressure on him to come back. So maybe that was a part of it. I still don't think he's fully there yet, but it's something he can work on. They got so many drills nowadays where people can improve their ball handling. It's insane. The trainers nowadays do such a great job with all that. I'm not really worried about it, but let's go ahead and talk about the standings because Six Man brought it up earlier. The Eastern Conference got so much better. All those playoff teams have added some major pieces to their squads. I mean, Brooklyn's going crazy. They're signing everybody. I know out west it doesn't really affect the Pistons, but the Lakers are signing everybody. And the Pistons are just kind of doing it the old-fashioned way. Draft players and develop them. So a lot of fans have, again, Six Man, I'm sure you get a lot of these crazy comments too. People think the Pistons are going to go deep in the playoffs and go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Ain't happening. I can just tell you that right now. I'm going to poke that bubble and pop it. That ain't happening. And then you got these guys that are on the other end. They're so negative. They think we're going to be dead last again and get another top 3 pick. So with everything that's happened in the Eastern Conference and everything the Pistons have done, Six Man, where do you think the Pistons are going to finish standing wise? I mean, you said they're going to be a borderline play-in team. If that's still where you are, who are the other teams that might give the Pistons a run for their money?
Off the top, I think literally, probably apart from the Magic, I'd say every team is in that play-in mix. Cleveland, Toronto will be better for sure. Who else was Washington were around that mix? Charlotte, all of these teams are going to be around the same mix, I'd say again. So yeah, definitely pretty much every team I reckon will be in the race. Maybe not Orlando unless like Jonathan Isaac comes back and looks really good, but I don't know when he's but they don't want to win. They need another top pick. So I doubt they'll be trying to win. But apart from that, yeah, any team I could see being competitive and trying to make the play-in. I think every team's got a reason to win because they've all got loaded up on their talent. Cleveland got the third overall pick, so they're looking to win. And all those other teams like Toronto and stuff, they'll be backed. Chicago got better as well. It's not going to be easy by any means.
Chicago got really better.
Yeah, exactly.
Chicago about to be the sneaky team of this year. Y'all heard it here first. Chicago about to be, ooh, oh my goodness. And I hate them because they're Chicago. They're the enemy, but it's over. They about to be so good.
You know, I think one of the things that might hurt the Pistons this year is when they do decide to give Cade a little bit more responsibility and take some of the pressure off of Jeremy Grant, because you can't rely on Jeremy Grant every time to close the game out. Like, he's good, but he's not really a number one option. Like, you're never going to hear Jeremy Grant went to this team and they got into the playoffs because he hit clutch buckets all the time. Like, that's not who he is. He's a great role player and he's a great complimentary number 2 or number 3 guy. And I'm glad he had a great year last year, and he's going to have a similar number this year to points-wise. But when we kind of make that transition and fully give the keys to Cade, there might be a little bit of a hiccup in terms of efficiency, you know, because he does like to play make too and set his teammates up. So, I mean, that might be like a 2-week stretch where we don't win as many games as we need to hurt us. But I think we're going to be right there until the end of the year to get that final 10th spot and, you know, have a shot to make the playoffs. So I think it's going to be a fun year. It's a lot more promising than years prior. Even when we had, you know, Reggie Jackson and KCP and Tobias and Marcus Morris and Drummond, where they actually made the playoffs, the future of this team is so much brighter. This is only the beginning. And even if we don't make it this year, it's not the end-all, be-all. But with Cade, you never know, man. He's got that gene. He's going to be the guy for us. Bravo. All these teams have stacked up. I really like Chicago's chances to make the play-in tournament. I think they're one of those teams that can move in that position. Do you think the Pistons are going to be in there? And if not, who's some of those teams that's going to beat them out for it?
So it's really tough, competitive. Like, I agree with Six Man. It's like all the teams got stronger. And the thing for us, I come back and say, it all depends on the chemistry between Killian and Cade. If this chemistry between the two players showed up, the team will be successful. Trust me. If Killian can shoot off the ball, just like we saw in the Summer League, some of the shots he was able to make, that would be a good team for us. I think it all depends also on the development of other players like Sadiq Bey. We need one of those players to develop properly to become an all-star in the next couple of years. That's not enough. So what do I expect? I mean, I'm conservative again. I'm trying to be conservative, more realist. You know, Vegas prediction has us in the 23-win record, which is kind of low. But I come back and say, Vegas is accurate. It has been very accurate in the past 7 years. It's one of the best market predictions for the NBA teams. And actually, they did predict like a 21 or 22 victory for the Pistons last year, and we came even lower. Look at that. Vegas is not bad, man. So I do expect a little bit better than 20, and I don't think we're going to be 23 wins. I think we're going to be between 25 and 30 wins, which is pretty low in my opinion, but that's something comparable. I don't think we're going to be better than 30 unless Cade Cunningham and Killian Hayes match together and play very well. It all depends on these two duo, and that's how I see it.
JMO, man, I know you're happy to watch the Chicago Bulls. I know they got your guy. They got DeMar DeRozan. They got stacked up. So I know that you already know they're going to be in the playing tournament.
They're gonna be way higher than the playing tournament, bro. Like, you talking about playing? That's why I started laughing when you said that. They're gonna be one of the best teams in the league, bro.
It's just hard for me to say they're going to be a playoff team without mentioning the Hawks. I know 6 man said they're going to tank, but with Nate McMullen and what he did, just in a short amount of time, they're already better.
Don't matter, bro.
They got
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. The Bulls they winning 49 or more, bro. They winning at least 50 games, bro. The Bulls is about to be so. They have DeMar. They have like 4 All-Stars and a bench.
I forgot they had Vucevic.
Yes, they have Vucevic, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, and Lonzo. Like, no other squad really got that with Brooklyn and
they got a decent coach as well.
And then Philly just is Philly. You know, they about to be super tough. That's why I hate them, because they're the Bulls. I hate the Bulls. Like, so I hate it. But back to the Pistons, Chicago's rise is probably because I remember when I was going over the playoff teams with one of my bros, and then I thought the Pistons would make it, and then I forgot that the Bulls had got better, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's no chance. The Bulls are going to be the new playoff team this season. Then you have Indiana. You got Charlotte, Boston, who's falling off with Boston. Yeah. So you got Brooklyn. Yeah, you got the Wizards. We're talking about the Pistons being like a 12 seed. Like, we're not gonna make the playoffs. I'm sorry, Pistons fans. I love my team. The East is arguably better than the West right now. That's how deep it is. So it's just the East has just gotten so much better. Like when the Boston Celtics are looked at as a 6 or 7 seed. Something's wrong. Like, you just brought up Atlanta. Like, you got Philadelphia, Atlanta, Milwaukee, the Brooklyn Nets. Then you have you don't have the Bulls. Right. You still have the freaking Miami Heat, who could be a top 3 seed. Yeah. And then, like I said, you still got Charlotte, you still got Indiana, you still got the Wizards, Boston. We're just not gonna make it because the East has gotten so much better that we're just not gonna be good enough this year. So it'll be a fun season. Like I said, I want to see how many more games we'll win. People talking about the Raptors. Who knows what the Raptors do, but they could possibly have a better record than us. It's gonna be tough for us to make the playoffs with our team right now. We're just too young, but it's okay, man. We don't need to make it now. If we did made it, Cade Cunningham is averaging 27 and 7. I'm trying to tell you that right now. Like, the East is just too stacked right now. It just really is. It's like the old West, to where a team with a winning record is probably not going to make the playoffs.
You know, I kind of hope that's the case. I mean, if we were to make the playoffs, miss it, like, be good.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the Knicks. Yeah, the Knicks, too. Yeah, like, there's no way we're making the playoffs.
Kemba and Rose now.
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of good if we miss the playoffs with a winning record, just because I'm so sick and tired of making the playoffs with a losing record. I hate that. You know, so
I mean, weren't we 500 when we made it with Blake? 39 and 39, I think.
500 with Stan Van Gundy dead on, but I think we were a couple games below 500 when we made it with Blake.
I can't remember.
Yeah. Which position you guys feel like we're going to end up at the end of the season? I mean, between which 2 positions you think you're going to be, Drew?
Nah, like I said, like 12. Like
standing
12, 13,
wise?
like
yeah.
12.
I think we're going to finish top 11.
Yeah. What about you, 6 man?
I'd say like 12 to 10. But even if we drop lower or go higher, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I don't think it'd even be a bad thing. Like, we could have a decent season where Cade could look good and still finish 13th, just because of how good everyone else is. But I'd expect like 11th or so, 12th or 11th.
So here's what I think about the Pistons this coming season. We got actually the schedule against us at the beginning of the season for the first 10 games, a horrible 10-game losing streak, maybe there. But here's right. But I think if we pull 1 or 2 games out of those 10 games, that's not bad. The reason I think we could potentially be 11th in the play and probably miss on the play-in tournament. We could be barely close to the play-in tournament. The reason why I say that, because we at the end of the season, we go on a relatively decent stretch of games in the month of April. And that will be our chance. And at the end of the season, we play these teams that are already make the playoffs. Like we play the Hawks, I believe. We play the Bucks, I believe, at the end of the season. I can't remember which games, but we play teams that are already probably in the playoffs. So that probably will be in our favor. And the way to look at it also, like other teams will be tanking after the All-Star break. So I definitely see Toronto Raptors as I know them, they're a good team, but hey, I do see them tanking this year. It's not a team for them to try to make the playoff or playoff tournament. So I think they should be tanking as a team. Same thing with the Orlando Magic. The biggest competitor to us probably could be the Cavs and probably like the Charlotte Hornets. The Wizards is if they're in a zone, they could be also like sitting their players and go tank mode, just like the Toronto Raptors, or they can just go all and try to make the tournament because of Spencer Dinwiddie. It all depends on their injury. So I'm really don't
I
know.
don't know. I'm sorry, 11 seed is too high.
Yeah, that's the best. I think
East is too good now.
That's the best. I think
Charlotte didn't even make the playoffs.
But they made the 10th seed. So I do think like it's the best we can do is 10 or 11. That's the best.
I said the best we can do is like 12. Like I said, I had to go look. I just went to go look up all of the Eastern Conference teams because I'm just looking at all of the teams. So Bucks, Brooklyn, Philly, Hawks, New York, Boston, Chicago, Miami. That's 8 playoff teams. Then you still have the Hornets. Did I mention Boston? Well, you still have the Hornets. You got the Wizards. Then you have the Pacers, and then you have the Cavs. So like,
I think the Raptors.
I didn't even mention the Raptors. Like after the playoff teams, you literally have the Hornets and the Pacers, and I'm bringing them up because we know they're going to be competitive teams. Yeah, so those are the last 2 seeds, and then the 11 seed, Toronto, the Cavs. I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
Yeah, it's really hard to imagine us in the play-in tournament. But that's the best scenario. Like I said, good for us. At the end of the season, we go on a good stretch of games. We can potentially win them.
Like I said, man, if Cade has a Luka Doncic effect, then yeah. But we will have to see.
Jimbo, man, you're coming in clutch tonight. He dropped the $10 super chat, so he really wants us to answer this one right away. Mm-hmm. How many games do we think the Pistons will win total this year? Are we playing 82 games this year or is it 72 again?
Man, y'all got to stop with this, Pistons fans. We're going to be struggling this year. That's all y'all need to know.
I haven't even been asked this question yet, so I don't.
What I say? I said more than 25. That's what I told people.
Yeah, I think mid-20s.
High 20s, probably like 27, 28, somewhere around that ballpark. Bravo, what about you?
I really look at the number 28 as our probably a record because like it's not 23. Last year we made 20. We could have really easy won 5 games extra. Like this year we probably better a little bit. So I could see us 27, 28. That's what I expect. At best 30. I don't think we're going to make 30. That would be like we have to beat really good teams like Boston a couple of times. We have to beat Toronto, sweep Toronto. We have to sweep. We have to play really good against the Magic and beat them. So, and I think it's potential possible because these teams, like I said, they will try to tank. Trust me, after the All-Star break. What about you, Six-Man? What do you think?
Thing is, even the Western Conference got better. Like Minnesota should finally be okay. And this takes away wins. Like it doesn't matter in terms of standing, but in terms of trying to predict wins. Western Conference, Oklahoma probably won't care. Houston will be all right. Christian Wood, Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green. So like, although it doesn't seem like much, so you might think, oh, we could get in the 30s. We probably be high 20s, and we could still be like really competitive. It's just like the league's just really deep now. There's only like OKC, and even still they've got Shea and Orlando, probably the 2 teams that we think will probably not be trying to win too much. That's about it.
The league, the NBA, and I remember people were talking about they're gonna have to do an expansion because the amount of players coming in at the high level from around the world is just too big. They're gonna have to expand the league. We'll probably see a league expansion in the next few years, a couple more teams, because right now all of the teams basically have all of their players, except for like 3 or 4 teams. Like all of the teams got that young little Cade or Zion or Ja or some little prospect like Shea or some prospect to build their team, Anthony Edwards. The only teams that don't really have that right now, the Raptors. Who knows if Jalen Suggs is that for the Magic? And then like what? That's it. I'm trying to think of the rest of the teams at the bottom. Every other team has a cornerstone. You got Jalen Green, KPJ. You got what we have, and when you're looking at it like that, a lot of these teams are going to try to be competitive. I know, Bravo, you're talking about teams tanking. I don't really think as many teams are going to tank after the All-Star break because I think a lot of these records are going to be so close, and those playoff teams that we play later in the season, they're going to be fighting for seeding. Besides the ones that are at the top two, so that's just something we're going. Well, it's definitely going to be an expansion. It's just too many good players now.
Yep.
Well, let's go ahead and do some plugging real quick. 6man is almost a 30K subscribers. So if you guys, I know a lot of you guys probably already are, but if you're not subscribed to him already, make sure you guys do that. I'm going to put his link to his channel in the description towards the end of the video once it's uploaded and stuff like that. And then if you already are subscribed to him, tell your mom, tell your dad, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, your friends to go subscribe to this guy and get him to 30,000 subscribers. It'd be really awesome. And I can't wait for you to get there, man. Some of your videos are just, you think about the game a different way because you talk more than just the Pistons. You talk about everybody. So it's really cool to kind of get your input on everything and what's going around the league. And you got like up to the minute for being across the other side of the planet. You're like one of the first ones to upload when something big happens. So I appreciate the dedication, the hard work. You're not just doing it to make videos. You actually have facts. You back them up. And they're fantastic videos. So if you guys have not subscribed to 6man, definitely go do that right now. And then also, I'm going to be a little bit greedy here and plug my stuff. You can go to, I got the link in my description already, have it set to default, but I got t-shirts and merch for sale so far. I only got a couple things added so far, but you can go ahead and get your Drew 313 shirts. You guys see me wear this when I whipped Blake Griffin's ass on WWE. You see me do it against Jalen Green not that long ago, and plus, who doesn't like double D's on the back? So definitely check those out. I'd greatly appreciate that. And we have I forgot, I gotta show the above the rim ones. I got above the rim ones. These ones are probably my favorite one. I love these. Bravo, I know you ordered one, right?
I just got one of them.
You got it?
Yep.
How's it look?
I'll bring you right to you for a second. Okay.
oh yeah. We about to have Bravo show what we about out here, man.
I gotta pull up a picture of this one. It's loaded.
Oh man.
Yeah, this is my favorite one. I love this one, and it was actually pretty simple to make. Let me go ahead and share the screen.
Let me see. Free Smoke Saturday, man.
It is Free Smoke Saturday, and you can see it right there, crystal clear. Free Smoke Saturday. Now this is just a long shirt, so that's why it's $31, but I have it in t-shirts and hoodies and all this kind of stuff.
Hey, we live in Michigan, man. We ain't selling y'all no summer clothes.
But it's got all the names on the back. Detroit Drew, 313 JMO, Bravo, and it's got the red, white, and blue for the Detroit Pistons. And they got it in different shirts. It's not just the long sleeve shirt. You can get it in t-shirts, hoodies, all this other stuff. So, and even they got female products for it, like the special cuts. I don't have boobs. I don't know what the special cut of it is, but whatever's so special about the female shirts, they have it. And you know what? I can make yoga pants, and right now I feel like I need to make a pair of yoga pants. So
all right, Drew, chill out. You don't need to.
Hold up. What are we talking about?
Bro, you don't need to be made like. Come on, man. Let's stick to the t-shirts for now.
What are we doing?
You know, we'll branch out a little bit later.
later.
We'll branch out a little bit later, man.
All right. So let's go ahead and open up the floor. It is Free Smoke Saturday. If you guys have any more questions you want to ask us, go ahead and do so. Bravo is going to head and grab his Free Smoke Saturday shirt so you guys can see it in person. Bravo, I hope you bought the V-neck version.
You know Bravo brought the V-neck, bro. You know I think he was like copping my V-neck now.
No.
And make sure you guys like the video. We need to get 100 likes on this video. We got 115 people in the chat. And make sure you subscribe to all of our channels, my man. Detroit Drew 313 JMO and the 6man if you haven't already. But
no, Brian, they're not that kind of female products. I meant the shirt.
Oh my goodness, dude. Y'all is fooling, man.
They're cut different. Come on, man. I wasn't talking like that.
Watch out for Garza in the near future. I think Garza is like the most underrated player on this team. I don't think people realize how good he's gonna be.
All right, here we go. We can talk about Garza.
Case that third string.
You know, I'm kind of curious to see what we're going to do because looking back at last year, playing Tyler Cook and Stu together was kind of questionable. Like, why are we playing Stu at the 4? And now that we have Kelly Olynyk and Garza here, that's something we might experiment with. But Six Man, do you think that Garza's gonna be coming off as a third string center, or is he gonna be part of the rotation?
I wouldn't be opposed to it at this point. Who else do we have to throw in there? Like, he looked pretty decent in summer league. I don't know about his defense just yet, but he seems to be working on it at the least. Like, he wants to get better defensively. I don't know how that's going to translate, but he's knocking down threes, taking players off the dribble, posting up. He's going to get rebounds. He's already, 22? So he's ready made. I could see a case for him playing at least a few games this season, coming in as a third stringer. So, yeah, wouldn't be opposed to that.
All right, Bravo. Let's see that shirt real quick.
All right, that's a V-neck shirt. So it's got from Free Smoke Saturday.
Oh, you should just put it on his camera, Drew.
So that's pretty much it's a V-neck.
Hold on.
And
hold on, Bravo. Hold on. I gotta make you the solo. I forgot how to do that.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
It's at the bottom. Click one of the pics.
There we go.
That's how it looks like. It's the V-neck, and from the back, it's even better. Look at that from the back, baby. DSA, Detroit Drew, J-Mo, Bravo. So that's a really good looking shirt. I liked it.
You tried it on yet?
Man.
I did try it on. It was perfect.
Hell yeah, brother. All right, J-Mo, what do you think about Garza? Is he going to be the third string backup, or is he going to be playing minutes at the 4 or the 5 with Kelly Olynyk or Beef Stew?
I think he's a 4 or 5. When I say 4 or 5, I mean a person who's going to play mostly at 4, but is going to have to rotate and play 5 just because they're tall. That's just basically what's going to happen. That's what happened with Kelly Olynyk, who's a natural power forward, but I've seen him play center a lot, like a lot. So Garza is literally the same mode of a Kelly O. Kelly O has more mobility as a younger player and stuff like that. But that's just the type of role he's trying to fit into. And people keep bringing up his defense, and that's warranted. But type of person I am, if you're not going to be a good defender, then you have to score points. So whatever you give up, you have to make up. And as an offensive player, he's done more than shown that even if he's giving up things on the other end, I'm going to get a couple blocks. I'm going to chance a couple people get a couple fouls, but I'm going to get all my points back on the other end. And considering that we don't have any centers that are like pure shooters, like him, besides Kelly Olynyk, he's going to have to be on the team because he just fits the mold. And he's healthier than Isaiah Livers right now, who would probably be trying to play that because Livers is 6'10", but he's not a center. So when I'm looking at that, I think, but I don't know what the plan for the team is, but I just think Garza's just NBA ready right now to just come in, pop a couple threes, block a couple shots, and just do the same thing he was doing in Summer League. He's a guy who can play a role and just fit in backing up for the people. And like that Six Man said, who else do we got? We don't have nobody else. We drafted him for a reason. So when I'm looking at it like that, it makes a lot of sense. And shout out to my man Everything King, man. We got Everything King in the building, man. He said Kelly ain't gonna have to turn the kill shot by the end of the season. Hey, that step back looking like a kill shot. So let me see.
Yes, definitely subscribe to Everything King as well. I know he's about to have a long year with the Lions right around what is it, next week? Yeah, that's next week. Yeah. So King, I know you don't have any gray hair right now, but I got a feeling this year with the Lions, you're going to have a lot more gray hair. So I'm praying for you, man. I hope you have fun with that one. Bravo. Let's go ahead and talk rotations. Trevor wants to know what our rotation is going to be. So just go ahead and give me the backup 5.
Backup 5. So backup 5, point guard, I definitely think we're going to play Corey Joseph. Most of the time at backup, about 25% or 50% of his backup is going to be Sabin Lee also. So that point guard is Corey Joseph, number 1. Shooting guard, I believe, is going to be Frank Jackson. He earned it last year. Earned it. He did really deserve it. Small forward, it's going to be Hamidou Diallo. Either it's going to be probably Josh Jackson, and Hamidou Diallo is going to be at the 4. So I think the thing is we're going to have games with Hamidou Diallo and the other one with Josh Jackson. So I don't know if they're going to be 50% between each other or not. And then the backup 4 is going to be, like I mentioned, either Jackson or Diallo. I could see Liver sliding in that position or Garza. but probably I'm leaning towards the backup like Hamidou Diallo and Frank Jackson, because you got to make a decision on these two players. You're gonna have to play them before the All-Star break in order to raise their value, to make a decision by the All-Star break whether you're gonna trade one of them out of here, like Frank Jackson or I don't think Diallo is getting traded, but Frank Jackson is a possible. So you have to play him. So, and the 5 absolutely is going to be probably Stewart. I don't think Stewart is going to be starting. I think it's going to be Kelly Olynyk, because we pay him $30 million. $13 million is not like, just like Plumlee last year. However, as a defender, is probably like Stewart is a better defender. So Corey Joseph, Frank Jackson, Josh Jackson, Hamidou Diallo, and Kelly Olynyk. That's my expectation for the backup 5.
Six man, what about you, sir? What will be the backup 5?
Yeah, it sounds on the money. I hope Beef Stew's starting, and then they'll have Olynyk off the bench, because even like it is a lot of money, but his versatility, he'll get game. He'll start sometimes at points. Like we need just the flexibility and that kind of money. Although it seems high at this, like in this day and age, what's he, $9 million a year? I think that's not too crazy nowadays. So I think he'll be off the bench still, I'd imagine. Then who else? Yeah, I'd agree with the same things. What do we have? Frank Jackson, yeah, Corey Joseph, Hamidou Diallo, Josh Jackson. Trey Lyles, what's he going to do? I don't know. Maybe he'll get some minutes. Don't know why he was side, but I guess he could do something. And then Kelly O. Yeah, I think that would be around the mix.
JMO, do you have anything different than what has been said yet?
So who's the starting center?
I'm going Beef Stew.
I hope it's Beef Stew, but
Are
something
we sure about
going to
that?
be Kelly.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to bring up. No, we all wanted to be beat still. We all know why.
Yeah.
We don't really have to talk about that. But
Yeah.
Kelly O technically is a better player right now. So I don't. He could be the starter, but him and Stewart are gonna rotate regardless.
Yeah.
I'm only saying that because we really saw Mason Bumley start over Stewart. So and Kelly O's a better player. So not a natural center though. But other than that, I think the 6th man is probably be Diallo, though. I think the 6th man to be Diallo. I don't know who. Maybe for Killian, Cade, or Sadiq Bey, either one. Whichever one to go to the bench first. I don't really know how they're gonna do that yet. We'll have to see. But other than that, y'all basically got it right. But I do think Diallo is gonna try to play the 6th man role.
I got a different backup point guard than you guys, and no, it's not Saban Lee. If you go back and watch the Houston Rockets when they had CP3 and then eventually Westbrook, they either had James Harden, or if it was Westbrook and CP3 at the time, they were always on the court. They started the game, they played for about 4 minutes, and they would take one out, and the other one would stay out there and run the second unit. I think that's what's going to happen with Killian and Cade. At least that's what I think should happen.
Of course.
I'm not a big Kojo fan. I don't think he really has much to contribute. Like, he's a good guy for the locker room. He'll keep the kids in line, make sure they're not, going out to the strip club or going out to get wings when they're in the bubble, that kind of stuff, and really keep them in check. But Killian and Cade need to be the primary point guards. And if you have to, I don't know if it's going to be Cade coming playing with the second unit so he can score more, or if it's going to be Killian playing with the second unit so that way he can facilitate more. Because I like the bench unit. I like having Diallo and Josh Jackson run in transition. That's going to be really fun to watch if Killian's the guy playmaking. So I think that's something the Pistons need to experiment with before we just throw in Corey Joseph or Saban Lee in the mix. I really think Saban's going to spend a lot more time in the G League. He's got a lot to work on. So that's the only thing different. Outside of that, Frank Jackson, he needs to come in and get buckets off the bench. Hammy, I'm glad we brought him back. I was getting worried there for a minute we weren't going to bring him back. But if he can develop a three-point shot, watch out. He'll be a great player. Josh Jackson, homeboy from Michigan, man. I'm always pulling for him. And if you have Kelly Lynn coming off the bench, that's a lot of buckets off the bench. So I'm looking forward to the benching. It's going to be fun to watch. And, it's kind of been the whole theme of the show is we might not make the playoffs, but whatever we're going to be fun to watch. So that being said, I don't think we have too much more to talk about. So I think we're going to go ahead and transition into final thoughts. And 6 man, I know you've never done this before. Final thoughts is pretty much your closure on the show. You can say something, you can plug something involving the Pistons, your channel, whatever else you got coming up. So I'll let you go last so you can kind of see how it's done, and then you can put your own twist on it. But bravo, appreciate you joining the show tonight. What do you got for final thoughts?
Good show. Hey, thanks, Six Man, for coming in on the show. Thanks everybody for watching us. Hit the like button, please. We'll try to make it again next time or next couple of weeks, hopefully.
Yes, sir. And bravo, I greatly appreciate you buying that T-shirt, man. So cool you bought that pretty much as soon as I showed you guys the design for it. But 313 JMO, Heart of the City, Mr. Free Smoke himself. What do you got for the peeps for final thoughts?
Troy Weaver, stop acting like you was doing it for a package. You just wanted to get rid of Sekou. Let's be 100. Like, you wasn't doing it for no package because DeAndre Jordan ain't on the team. That, like, I'm starting it off with that. Troy, I understand you wanted your guys. Cool. Bad move. Not a good move at all, but that's just how I feel about it. Besides that, shout out to all of the people in the chat that came to support us today. I know the show's been getting a little bit slower with people being busy, but we did do a show, me and Bravo, last week on our channel talking about Cade, talking about Sekou probably being traded. Literally, we were talking about that and the things going on with the team. So make sure you guys check that out on my channel. But besides that, I think the Pistons are going to have a great season from a player development perspective. And we just got to see. I see Lions fans talk about the Lions. I'm going to pray for y'all. That's all I'm going to say. Pray for the Lions fans, man. And one more thing, man. No Killian slander will be tolerated. No Sekou slander will be tolerated. I don't care if you're not a Piston. And no Cade Cunningham slander will be tolerated, man. Six Man, thanks for joining the show. Make sure you guys like that video. We need 100 likes on this video, man.
Yes, sir. All right, Six Man, you've seen how it's done. What do you got for the peeps for final thoughts?
What do we have? Cade Cunningham, Rookie of the Year. I guess that's what we can roll with. Killian Hayes, Most Improved Player. Jeremy Grant, All-Star. There you go. Light takes. Yeah, but I think good season ahead. Cade Cunningham, excited to see him play. Hopefully Killian Hayes takes that next leap. I think he'll be good because second half of the season when he got back, last 15 games or so, he was pretty good. So, yeah, I reckon it'll be good. Sekou, sad to see him go, but it's Troy Weaver. He's done a good job so far, so I can't really question him. But, yeah, interesting decision.
It was a very interesting one. And I think Jeremy Grant's a player we don't talk about enough. We might have to talk about him more, fellas.
And we don't want to. It's the reason why we don't talk about Jeremy Grant. Because we don't think he's going to be here in 2 years.
But Troy Weaver, man, I don't know if Cade will be here in 2 years. You don't.
Exactly. I would agree.
Bro, Troy Weaver could draft. He's the only 16-year-old player in NBA history, year 2. No, he 18. I don't need him. Yeah. Like, he ain't in the plan, bro.
I mean, Troy Weaver did a complete overhaul, so hopefully everything's starting to line up. Appreciate Six Man coming on the show. Make sure you guys do subscribe to him. Subscribe to 313 JMO. Go subscribe to Luke G because Lions games are next week, and they'll be doing hopefully they'll be doing some roundtables. Go subscribe to Everything King. You're gonna have his content for the Lions and the Pistons coming up here before you know it. So you guys are gonna have your fill of Detroit sports, baby. So stay tuned and make sure you guys do go to the description, cop some merch. Either if you want to copy the Drew 313 shirt, go ahead and do that. If you want to get the above the rim one, I would greatly appreciate that. You don't have to buy anything, but it'd be pretty cool, But I'm looking forward to this year. It's going to be an interesting year. Again, we might not win it all. We might not make the playoffs, but I'm so excited to watch Cade Cunningham because it's a process. We have the guy.
Don't call it a process.
Okay, I should. It is. I don't know another word to replace it.
It's call it a building block for a championship.
I didn't say trusted though. I didn't say trusted. It's still a process.
Okay.
It's loading. I can't say that either because of D-Lo. We'll find something, but it's something in the works. It's not catchy yet, but we'll find something for it. But it's the beginning of something special, and I can't wait to see how the guys like Sadiq Bey and Jeremy Grant and Stu all complement one another and continue to build. So I'm looking forward to it, man. It's gonna be a fun year, and I can't wait. So I appreciate you guys rocking with us tonight. Make sure you subscribe to 6Man 313 JMO, and we'll catch you guys back here next week at some point in time. And that's the bottom line because Double D said so.